Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today's video is going to be actually the first chit chat video of 2021. It feels like ages since I did a chit chat video, and that's because I took a little bit of time in January because I knew that I really needed time to step back and get organised. So that's what I did. I am going to give you an update on all things to do with that. I'm going to be chatting current projects that I'm working on, upcoming projects that you're going to see on this channel and on my blog, tutorials. And I'm also going to talk a little bit about mental health today as well, because it's a huge subject at the moment. And it's a huge thing, particularly in my life at the moment as well. If you have not seen me for a while, and you've not heard me speak, then you might not know that I am currently pregnant. I am 33 weeks pregnant actually, as you're watching this, and breathing is a difficulty. So I'm going to try and take my time so that I don't sound too out of breath throughout this video, but apologies if I do. It's just one of those things. Okay, so first of all, I'll talk about the little break that I had in January and a little bit more about the personal side of things. And if that's not what you want to hear, then just skip across a little bit in the video and you'll come across all the crochet things. But I really think this is important to talk about because it's been a long old slog for us all, hasn't it? As of the 23rd of March, this year, and I remember this very well because it was 2 days before my birthday, we went into lockdown here in the UK, and we are still, well, we're in our third lockdown now. We have just been given some information of the restrictions and how we're going to come out of lockdown, which I think has definitely helped a lot of people just to have a little bit of a guide of how we're going to get out of this and back to some normality, which is good. But it's been, you know, a year pretty much for us all, and it's just crazy, isn't it? But anyway, that's a whole different story, but kind of related to what I'm going to talk about today. So for January, I knew that I needed to just take a little bit of a step back. And when I say take a step back, it was literally just not posting tutorials on this channel for that month. And that allowed me to work in the background because there is so much work that I need to get done before this baby arrives. I want to get ahead with content so that I have it there ready for you and I can take the pressure off once baby is here and have a little bit of maternity. Obviously I do the Crochet Society subscription boxes, and along with that there's 3 videos that take a huge amount of time to film and things. So I also want to, excuse me, get ahead with those as well, at least 3 months if I can, just to give me that buffer time. Because ordinarily, or what I was finding was, everything was just, I felt like I was on a hamster wheel, and it was right, okay, do this, put it out, do this, put it out, do this, put it out. And I was finding that I wasn't getting enough time to just sit and be creative. It was literally just deadline, deadline, deadline all the time. And if you've ever been in that situation, sorry, I'm just trying to get comfy. If you've ever been in that situation, you will know that it's a creativity sucker. Like, it's not a good place to be when you just feel like that you're constantly chasing your tail. And I was finding that I was just really craving that time to sit down and be creative, to think of new ideas in terms of patterns and different things like that. So that's why for January I stepped back a little bit from producing videos. We're still making videos, but in the background. In fact, not as much as I would have liked to, because my daughter ended up having to self-isolate. She was absolutely fine, but She had to self-isolate, so I didn't get as much time. 2 of those 4 weeks went out the window. But yeah, it just allowed me to take a bit of breathing space, as much as I can, when I'm breathless at the moment, and plan for the next year. And it felt so good. I absolutely loved just sitting down and planning and preparing. If you know me, I am a planner, and I love to, have things written down and know what direction I'm going in. So yes, that was really good for me. So I was starting to feel really good about things, really comfortable in terms of work and how things were going for that. I literally have my diary, and right up until the beginning of April, I have everything planned in, what I'm filming, when I'm filming it, and how far ahead that will make me. So I feel like I've got that in control. Now, you might have seen on my Instagram lately, my personal Instagram, or my lifestyle one, which is at sarah-jayne. I posted a video when I was in a really low state, and it's had quite a number of views, and the amount of messages that I've had from it is absolutely overwhelming. Messages of support, and then also messages of people feeling exactly the same, and that's why I wanted to talk about it today. So if you do follow me on my personal things, on my lifestyle things, you'll probably know that, and I've mentioned it on this channel as well from time to time, I do suffer with anxiety, and I have done for probably maybe the last 2 or 3 years. Probably since Ella came along, to be honest. Maybe before, I don't know, but I've never sort of really thought about it as anxiety if it was before that. So a few months ago, I started having some counselling because I really wanted to make sure that once baby was here, that my head was in the right place. Things were stressing me out, lack of time and all of that, feeling unprepared. So I started counselling a good few months ago, probably back in November, I think it was. And I started to feel really good. I was talking to her about the fact that sometimes I go to work, I'm on this hamster wheel, things go wrong, it throws me out, and it's been difficult. And then I started to feel like I was getting on top of it. And then I don't know what happened, but it just suddenly all hit me, and I found myself in this really low place. I'd been having palpitations, which been having these symptoms for probably a few years. I've been back and forth to the doctor with them. Always my blood's come back fine, my blood pressure is fine, and all of that. So it kind of makes you think, oh, am I just imagining this? Like, surely there must be something. But anyway, on last week, at the beginning of the week, I was at home. Anthony had gone out because he needed to do for some work. I was with Ella, and it's almost like I hit a wall, and I thought, do you know what? I just feel so exhausted, just exhausted all the time. I know I'm breathless, but I actually, believe it or not, get worse than this at times when these physical symptoms flare up, and I could just move and be out of breath. Palpitations, dizziness, all of these things, just mentally and physically drained. So I rang the midwife and had a chat to her because they'd taken my bloods a few weeks prior. And I thought, do you know what? It must be anemia or something. I must be low on iron. I'm just going to ring and double check to make sure that they came back fine. So the midwife, said, well, if something had come back, we would have contacted you. And she mentioned about it sounding very much like anxiety. And at this point, I burst out crying because it was just like this sudden realization that all of these symptoms that I've been having were related to anxiety. And I said to the midwife, I was like, yes, I do, but how can these physical symptoms just affect me all day, every day, and I just feel so horrific? And she says, well, it you know, that can be the case. So she advised me to speak to the doctor. They might be able to help me with the physical symptoms in terms of medically. Long story short, the doctor won't give me any medication because of the pregnancy, which is fair enough. But for me, the realisation that these physical symptoms were actually connected to my anxiety was just huge for me. It's like I knew it, but I didn't know it. The reason I wanted to share that is because when I shared it on my Instagram, so many people also had the same realization that they were having the same. And yes, anxiety can heighten during pregnancy, but we are also in this crazy world right now with so much going on. A lot of us are isolated at home, unable to see family, friends, limited time outside. So it's no wonder people are really feeling the physical and mental strain at the moment. So I kind of wanted to talk about that. A lot of people actually messaged me saying, this video that you put out there actually made me call the doctors and reach out for help today. So that for me is totally worthwhile it was a scary video to put out there, I'll tell you, but it was well worth it to have these people tell me that they've now reached out for help. So yeah, I wanted to talk about that. I know it's not crochet related, but I wanted to share how I'd been feeling. I think it's so easy to see somebody online if you follow them and you see them, like so many people always say to me, you're doing so much, like you're doing so well, and this and this. And I think there's the assumption that everything in somebody's life is all fine and dandy, and there's so much going on beneath the surface. So that's why I wanted to put this out there. I also know that crochet is a huge thing for people's mental well-being. People have turned to it to calm down in the evenings. Whilst that can be a thing for me sometimes, I have to be completely honest. If I am under deadlines and things, it kind of makes me lose my crojo. And I do lose passion from time to time, I'll be honest. But what I'm saying is I don't want to be in that place, and I'm doing everything I can to try and organise my life as much as possible in order to have those times where I can just sit and be creative and just love what I do, because I really, honestly do love it. So yeah, I think another thing for me as well is, if you don't know already, we've moved house. We are renovating this house. It's kind of upside down at the moment. There are rooms, things in every room. We have just finished our bedroom. That is the first project, and we are just working on my daughter's bedroom before we move on to the new nursery. And then in my head, I've got this ticking clock counting down to the arrival of this next little girl. So yeah, I just thought I'd be honest about that. I thought I'd let you know what's been going on. And if it resonates with you, then first of all, I'm sorry to hear that you're going through the similar things. I know it manifests itself in different ways with different people, but I wouldn't wish this on anybody. If you haven't sought out help, please do so. Whether it's arranging to see a private counsellor or just picking up the phone, calling a friend, family member, letting them know how you're feeling, or even better, ringing your doctor and checking in with them and letting them know how you feel, because they could be able to point you in the right direction and help you. So there we go. Okay, so moving on to a little bit of a brighter note. before this video goes on and on and on. I've mentioned there that we have done our bedroom. We are now in a bedroom. I'll try and put I did a video actually on my other channel. I'll link it in the description. But if you want to see the process, we went right back to brick. And then, you know, built it back up, and it's just such a lovely space to be in. So yeah, you can watch that if you want, or I'll leave a picture here of the semi-finished bedroom. We haven't actually finished it yet. But I put on my Instagram about wanting to make a throw for the bottom of the bed. And I have got some yarn here. I've bought seven balls of yarn, and this is the one I've chosen to do the bedspread. So this is the Lion brand Wool Ease Thick and Quick, and this is in the shade, I keep forgetting, Wheat. I just like it because it's like a cream, and then it's got the flex through as well. I just wanted a really nice, thick, chunky throw for the bottom of the bed. Not necessarily a blanket. I don't know what size it's going to be yet. I know it's definitely going to be the width of the king size bed, but maybe not as, you know, big as what an actual blanket would be. It's more like a bed runner-ish. So I'm going to be doing that. I think this is going to be a personal project for me. So in light of how I've been feeling, I just need a project that is just for me, that I don't have to think about doing a pattern. I will share it, show you what it looks like, but yeah, I think that's what I'm going to do with this one. But I'm looking forward to starting that, and I think because it's chunky, it should work up quite quickly. They are the best type of projects for me right now. I also wanted to talk about some patterns that I am in the process of doing for this channel and on my website. So the pattern will be available on the website, and hopefully I'm going to put together some assisting video tutorials to help you through. One of them is a corner to corner bunny inspired wall hanging. I don't have any photos to show you yet, so I'll just leave it to your imagination for now. I'll try and share a few snippets on Instagram as that comes along. So yeah, I'm looking forward to that. That should be up in March. I'm also working on a cushion design, which I have already shown a few sneak peeks on Instagram. I don't have the yarn here actually, but it was funny because one of the yarns like a pinky fuchsia kind of colour, but in the lights that I shared it on, it kind of looked a bit more reddy pink. And because I'm using the loop stitch in part of this pattern, people are saying it looks like minced beef, which really made me laugh. I'll see if I can get the clip here actually from my Instagram so you can see what people meant. But that is coming up either in March or April. I'm trying to be very conscious of not putting too much pressure on myself at the moment, but hopefully that should be coming up really soon. So I'll make sure that I share all the details for that with you. I've spent so much time reflecting on my channel over the last month or so, since January, and really trying to make improvements where I can, really listening to people's comments and playing around with different things. So I've selected some different colour yarns which I'm going to be using for my tutorials, based on what people have said they like and what they don't like. If you have a particular preference of what colour yarn you like to see in terms of video tutorials, what's best for you to see, what you like the most, leave me a comment in the comment section because I'd be really interested to hear. But one of the main things was I did a tutorial called the bar stitch, which is absolutely beautiful. If you haven't seen it already, go and check it out. But people were saying the white on white is a bit difficult to see, which I completely get. So moving forward, I'll be really mindful of that. There was another tutorial where people were saying that the brightness was a bit too much. So, and watching it back, yes, definitely agree. So I might actually remake that video. There's a few videos that I've done in the past which I'm going to spruce up a little bit and make for you. I've got so many ideas, guys. I'm so excited. It's just getting them all ready for you. So hopefully you'll see those coming up over the next few months. I know a lot of people have been asking for border stitches and different things like that. So if you have any requests for tutorials, I am all ears. I absolutely want to give you what you want. So yeah, let me know. Leave me a comment in the comment section. I am always looking at what you want. Just one thing though, if you are asking for tutorials on other people's projects, that's where it becomes a bit tricky, because obviously they have the copyright to their own patterns. But stitches, different things like that, if you want to see any, let me know. Anything else might take a little bit longer to arrange. So as I say, I have been working on the future Crochet Society boxes and the projects that are coming up in those. I have maybe, they're up there, so I'm counting. 1, 2, 3, maybe 4 future boxes ready that I've been looking at. So I basically get what we call pre-production samples to check everything over before they actually go out, and we fine-tune everything before they get sent to subscribers. So I've been working on the tutorials for those. Box 22 is now open for subscriptions. So I haven't actually revealed box 22 online yet. So keep an eye out for that, because I'll be doing the designer reveal very soon. I've just recently done the unboxing for, which box? Was it box 20? I think it's box 20. I've totally lost track. I'll leave it on the screen here if I've got that wrong. But yeah, I've just recently done the unboxing for that box, so that's really exciting. And then also as well, if you are a lover of crochet magazines, check out Crochet Now magazine this month, because there's a supplement in there celebrating 12 months of Crochet Society, and there's spring, summer, autumn and winter patterns. So these are patterns which have been in past boxes. So basically with the patterns that are in the Crochet Society boxes, they're exclusive for 4 months, and then the designers can do what they wish with them. But they are in this supplement. So if you have missed any of them, go and check out Crochet Now magazine. There is also a gorgeous crochet hook and some stitch markers, which are Bella Coco, on the front of the magazine as well. So please go and check that out. I'll leave a little thing here so that you can take a look at what it is. But that is in store now, or I'll leave a link in the description box below of where you can get that on the website. So that's super exciting. I will just point out though that the video tutorials that go alongside those boxes are still exclusive to subscribers. So you can get the patterns, but the videos are exclusive. So yeah, that's really exciting. And the crochet hook and the stitch markers are gorgeous as well. I absolutely love them. So I think that is all I wanted to talk to you about today. I feel like I have talked for so long. But yeah, I think it's, you know, the beginning part of this video was really important for me to talk about and make sure that you're all okay as well. But thank you so much for watching. If you like this video, make sure you give me a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe, because we are slowly creeping towards that big 1 million subscribers, which is crazy. I think as I film this, we're at 927. So less than 100 to go now, 100,000 should I say. So yeah, if you're not subscribed already, but you watch my channel, just click that subscribe button and the bell button to be notified of when my videos go live. It's all absolutely free, but it would mean the world. So yeah, please go ahead and do that. Share this video with your friends if you think they will enjoy it. And yeah, thank you so much, and I shall see you again soon. Bye.